How you doing? I'm no public speaker, so you're going to have to put up with me. I just love Hershey stuff. I've been addicted for about 10 years now, 15 years. Basically, I was just going to say a few things about a couple of the things, and then afterwards, anybody has any more questions. But what I need basically is some help identifying some of the things. I mean, I have like 2 boxes over there at Chocolate Town Candy Company. I can't find any information out on it. I'm sure Mr. Stover may help me out. So I'll just start basically with like this box. That's pretty hard to find. I looked a long time. And in 1933, you could buy a whole box of these for 54 cents. And then the honey bar box, that's about my favorite, I think, Hershey box, because of the bees and everything. I think that's really a nice box. And these green boxes, I walked by these a couple times, never realized they were Hershey, because I never knew Hershey put a product like, in that color box. But this is marked NRA on its side, so that means it's probably 1934 or for the National Recovery Act. Taffy boxes. Here's the one everybody sees. Has 4 photographs on the front. We heard about this one, and luckily one day at Ziegler's I found it. It has 7 photographs on the front. It's the only one I've ever seen. So I consider myself lucky on that one. This is a nice box. There's no marking. Hershey numbers their boxes on the ends, like product numbers, 240 count and 163. So you can, I got a book, you can sort of track some of it. But this Kiss box has no markings, but it has these little L's. And I'm getting a single, get them up higher. The Crackle box, I lost that one right here. That's just the older color, the maroon. And Crackle started in '38. They don't have any closing date on it. I guess it's just a couple of years ago. They tried to stop them. And the butter chip box, that's kind of unusual. That was 63 to 68. And I did the bonbon, the Chocolate Town. Yeah, these are the boxes I was talking about. I can't, for the life of me, find out anything on that. Yeah, it says right on the side, it says Chocolate Town Candies, Hershey, PA.
That was around 52.
Was that, there was a, where was the company? Do you know where it was located?
It wasn't yours, was it?
Well, it was theirs.
See, I have another one too that it was never folded up and it never made into a box. 54. And then the soap boxes. This one here is just a regular soap flake. Now this one's bleached out, but at one time it said sample in red across it. But I put everyone tells me you got to put it away so it doesn't get ruined, but I have it on shelves. I enjoy it. I mean, it's out. If it goes bad, that's this way. And this box here, years ago, we got a whole bunch of these, different ones, and someone talked me out of them. I'm sorry they ever did. These aren't the real boxes. These were the mock-ups for the soap. And even one of them used to say Catherine Hershey soap on it. And I made a mistake and got rid of them, but I still have that one. The Reese's boxes. Just a couple of Christmas ones here. Decorative. But this is the one, Linda's mom had her sewing stuff in this box. And it's a Reese's, it's black, and it says chocolate melodies. And if anybody would have any idea when that was from, but it's a 1 cent. And it says melodies on it. But it was filled with thread when we found it.
That's before they put ingredients and so forth on
Oh
it.
yeah, it has nothing whatsoever. It says HB Reed Candy Company, Hershey, PA. 120 of them in the box.
It had to be after 1923, because that's when Reese started. Candy company started in
I think
1923.
it was during the war that they switched over to just making peanut butter cups. They used to make the filled candy.
Yeah, I have an
Early
assortment
on.
box still somewhere. We have a lot more. It's just I didn't know what to bring. It was almost like an alcoholic addiction for 10 years or something. I mean, I went to sales. I didn't care. I had to buy it. I had to I'm over that. I grew up. All right, and we have a few Lancaster boxes down here. Like, I don't want to pick these two up, but they're identical boxes, except one says Lancaster and the other one says Hershey. So it must have been when they were doing the big change. Yes, the chocolate cigar, spelled with an S.
There's a chocolate cigar.
And that, this box here, I found in pieces. I just kind of put it back together, but this is a Zuka, 1 cent from Lancaster, PA, Mr. Hershey's. We have the chrysanthemum. The museum has a lot of these too. I mean, and then we have the mold for it. And there's a fan box. And this one here is pretty nice. It's ladyfingers. And now see, I'm not sure if that's Hershey or Lancaster because it doesn't say. And it was wrapped like this when I got it, so I never poked around with it. I try to learn what everything is, but I don't like to say unless I'm absolutely positive. Like this box here now, the front's in terrible shape. It's wild rose, but the back has a really nice label that says Hershey Lancaster on it. And then it says on the wild rose chocolates about the year 1890. Someone wrote on it. I mean, I'm not sure if it's true or not. This box, that has a real nice sticker on the back. But it says on the front that it was given away at A.H. Cridler and Brothers in Harrisburg, PA, December 7th, 1898 as a one-day promotional. And these are Hershey's vanilla chocolates, sweethearts. So I'm assuming that's a Lancaster. I don't know. For sure. And this is Hershey's London wafers. That's a pretty nice box. And this box, I'd like, if anybody would know, it's a Reese's sample box. And we can't date it for sure. I mean, I've only ever seen another one go in an auction right across the street here. So that's probably pretty scarce. If I get mixed up here, don't mind me. I have a couple old candies. Some of them are a little tattered, but they're Hershey Lancaster. And they're really hard to get a hold of, especially with paper labels on them. And this here is a chocolate extract from Lancaster. That's just a sample cocoa tin, and this is another Lancaster. I think that's enough of that. We can look at them later. Okay. Now, I have some trade cards over there on the top shelf. There's 3 pictures sitting in the back, and there's 3 of them in there's a little girl, the back of one of them, and then a little boy with an avocado. And a friend of mine had the little girl, and we bought a couple of them off of them, all the same. Who would ever find another one from Lancaster? But not too long afterwards, I found the avocados. So now I need 18 more if anybody has it. Because there's 20 in the set. But they're pretty nice little pieces there. Yeah, I think they just came in one of their candy products. Like I said, there's 20 flavors on the back. And that stock certificate over there is from the Lancaster Caramel Company. And a friend of mine had two. He had that one and one signed by MS. And I couldn't afford one signed by MS. It's pretty expensive. The arrow label with the airplane on it, the biggest option just had two boxes with arrows. And one was nice and one was really rough. And within a matter of 3 weeks, a friend of mine came up with a full stack of labels. That was one of them I got off of him. Yeah, I have a date on this one, the arrow. That was 35 to 39. The little, over here, the couple ad pieces that I have in my living room. I hate to keep moving you back and forth. The little boy with the beanie, I was down at in an antique shop one day and he was hanging on the wall. And it's hard to find ad pieces. And the Hershey Mild and Mellow, a friend of mine, Marlon Buck, owned that. And then the guy that had the Caramel Company, he had two posters like that, only huge, like 4 feet by 6 feet. So he sold me that one when he got the big ones. And that's dated 1934 in the corner. And then the other label, the Vanilla Sweets, that's a Lancaster label. That was a Christmas present from a friend of ours. Yeah, I don't need this. I can talk loud enough. Where's it? Firemark. Oh, there's it. Why don't you stand it up? I don't know. I know what old fire marks are. I mean, they put them on houses when you paid your dues at a fire company and stuff. And I'm not sure if this was an original Hershey fire mark or what it is, but it says Hershey, PA right on it. So I thought it was kind of neat. Like I said, I wish that some fireman could tell me if it's an original.
We put it on the wood.
Yeah, I put it on the wood. It just goes smooth. And then there's two signs right behind her that say Chocolate Town. I don't know what that's all about. We were at the Rotary auction and they had those. It says 3 reels a trip through Chocolate Town, unless it was a movie you watched or. But I just thought it was something neat to hang on the wall.
You were hoping somebody knows something.
And there's a bunch of old photographs over there at the train station and trucks. I just brought a few that were framed up. We have tons of photographs. In fact, the Historical Society is copying a lot of them. So. And then the molds, they're over there too. There's a Homestead chocolate mold there. Yeah, just hold it up. She said she didn't want to do anything. Get to work. Yeah, that's Homestead chocolates. And that was 24 to 38 years they made those. And then the next one is a premium #1 Lancaster. And then the other one's a premium #1, so I assume that was Hershey. Because the other one says Lancaster right on it. And then I had a big, large almond one. I had so much stuff, I'm sorry. I couldn't. And then that's a friend of mine, I see at sales all the time. He's an older man. He lives in Palmdale. He told me when he worked in the factory, they used those to make sample blocks, where they just sent them out to customers and it just said Hershey one time across it. That's what he told me. We have a license plate attachment from the zoo. Yeah, I don't see it here. The door pulls from the factory. They had the baby and the bean cast into them. I see these around once in a while. I mean, you see them, but this one here was a doorknob. I don't ever see that. They must have been on a special office. It wasn't on a floor. But my friend wanted this and I wanted it. So she has one half and I have the other half. You gotta share. This is a pretty unusual piece. It's a Dairy Church medicine bottle. And then I also have this calendar from Hutton Dairy Church, PA, where they have products in it. I think Neil Falsnock has one. Another friend of mine, Frank Ziegler, has one, and that's the only other one I know of. And mine's crap, but I'll take it the way it is. And then we have some old dinnerware from the park with the QB doll in the corner, says Hershey Park. And then the Hershey Golf Club demi-cast. You all seen plenty of these. And where's that face at? And then we used to collect condiment sets. Oh, okay. We used to collect these condiment sets that said Hershey Park and stuff. But we just gave a few of them away. And this piece here, this is about one of my favorite pieces of glass. It's, I think it's just beautiful. Because most of it's kind of plain and and it's marked on the bottom, made in Germany for Hershey Park, Hershey, PA. There's a couple of those German plates over there. And the ice bucket over there with the wine bottle in it. We were driving by Posers one day, and they had the Hotel Hershey display in the window. And she said, "Man, I want one of those ice buckets." 2 weeks later, I go to an auction. There's one of those at Hotel Hershey ice bucket. So it was a nice gift. Got me out of the doghouse.
Never got the bottle.
And then I just got the bottle of Hotel. It says Hotel Hershey 1969 wine on it. Yeah, this here, it's hard to see, but that's Hershey Store Company. When you come up, you can see it, and it says Hershey, PA, Hershey Store Company Drunk Department. And it's oil peppermint, and you can still smell it. Oh, just another one of my favorites. This Indian head says Hershey Park on the top, and it's an inkwell. That's just a great piece. That's one of the pieces I would never part with. I think it's on your list. Yeah. This here, a friend of mine collects milk bottles. He has thousands of them. And he had one of these, and I seen it. And then we were at Rotary this year, I think. And they had this park cafeteria. And he said they're pretty rare. But I thought I had to have it. Neil let me have it. Well, we didn't beat each other up or anything. Yeah. This, we're not absolutely sure about if it's Hershey. The guy that we got it from said that this guy made cigars for Mr. Hershey. It's from Strausstown. Now these cigars say Hershey Park, but they're not the original cigars that were in it. But it's a beautiful label. These plates here, these are all marked Germany. There's two scenes the same but different plates, and then another plate with a different scene. But I like that iridescent plates and dishes and stuff. This one here is a piece of dangle, which is just, you know, you see in your antique shop, but on the back, it's marked Hershey Rose Garden, right under glazing. This pin is it says Hershey Department Store, Gibbs headquarters. And it's a little pin I guess all the clerks used to wear. Like I said, I think this is a pretty rare piece. It's the Convention Center watch fob. And an old fireman pin from Hershey. And these are the creamers you see with the red that says Lebanon, PA. But we also have the ones in orange that just say Hershey. It says Hershey Dairy on it. And for years you never seen them. I mean, anywhere. But now, I think I have 4, and I've seen probably another 10. I don't know if somebody found them somewhere and left them out into the public. This thimble right here, it's from the Hershey filling station. And it says from a thimble full to a tank full of gasoline. I thought that was kind of neat. Here's a lighter from the Hershey Airport. I have another one. This Betty's Beauty Shop in Palmdale. I don't know why. I've never seen too much from Palmdale. I mean, I've seen Shakespeare. You know, you see stuff from him, but never anybody else. And these are Hershey Fire Company badges. This one's pretty nice. It's Hershey Park Golf Club, waiter, number 27. That is pretty. And this one says HCC on it, Hershey Country Club. That was another waiter's pin. And this is a chocolatier pin, when they were promoting chocolatier. And we have coins, the old coins that they used to give out as incentives in the factory. We even have a 300 brass, which is kind of scarce. You don't see a lot of those. Usually the $1 is about as big as your fund. And this little thing I thought was neat. They must have put it on the chicken bags and the turkey bags. Because we have a friend that has a chicken and I have a turkey. And they must have put it in celluloid, and it has a picture of a turkey on it. It says, Hershey Estates Quality Turkey. And this here is a lump of sugar. And it says Central Hershey, Cuba, Hershey. And here's a bunch of old tickets from rides that were like the Skyview and the Dry Gulch Railroad, Tip Top, Whip. And we got this label. It's the Nougat Almond. And I just thought it was so nice. We usually anything we hang on the wall, it's all framed. We have it all framed the same. So I kind of like that label, even though it has a couple little spots on it. These are some of my prizes. These are all dated 1898 in the corner, Lancaster. And we got this one at a postcard show. Just going through junk. You know, it wasn't even good postcards. I found that one. And then a friend of mine found me this one and this one. And then we found that one. Linda found this one at another postcard show. And this here, I'm sure a lot of you have seen the blotter. We had it glassed on both sides so you can read the back. It had COCOA stacked up, you know, they did the logo. And when we bought that little girl's, the guy said, I also have an old cocoa can label. And this says Lancaster, PA on it. And I don't think it was ever on a can. And I asked a couple people, no one ever seen another one like it. So, and this was just it was in a can, and it said food to drink. And I gave my friend it, told her to get it framed, and she had it framed big, so they said it focused on that point. So I kind of like it. And, well, like these, the book One of a Kind, the other year at the Rotary auction, they sold all the original artwork. I don't know. But there's another one over there when he was at the drugstore, and this is the one printing out of it. And what's that attorney's name? Mark Winters. He bought the one I really wanted. It was Pat Hill with Mr. Hershey sitting in a field with a deer coming out of the woods. but I didn't want to be greedy. I mean, I got two. I try not to be too greedy about it. And I don't, there's all kind of little posters underneath there. These trade cards over here. Yeah, and when you're looking, if you recognize anybody, please let us know, because like on these sports ones, there's paper on the back and it has some of the names of who these people are, and we'd really like to try to find out names. But like this here trade card says J.S. Fox, Terry Church, Dauphin County, PA. And this one here was Herb's store, but that was in Hockersville. But this says Herb's store in Sotera Station. William Herb. So, see, I didn't remember that. Yeah, this one's Fire on Hummel Spring Creek, PA. It's just, I don't know, we just kind of like anything paper. And this one's William Herb Hockersville. And it says it on the back. And we found this postcard of the Snyders, and Mr. Hershey sitting on the, I assume it's their house. Because I have a lot of photographs inside the mansion. I can't find that view on any of my photographs. But that's a photo postcard. And this piece, I like this blue porcelain. It is a game preserve for Hershey Estate. That was pretty nice. Someone told me they hung behind a hotel in that area. Is that where it was? Yeah, this is a reproduction. Neil Fosnock just got that postcard. And I liked it so much he made me a copy of it. Just so I could have a picture of it. Because that's the house beside Posner. And that was always my favorite house. Yeah, that was a beautiful, beautiful home. To make a parking lot was a shame. And when I first got into Hershey stuff, we were at the trading post when I was in Elizabethtown years ago. And we seen this photograph. And the people in front of us bought it. Well, 15 years later, we go to an auction. And here's the same photograph. And I can't even remember being identical to this. It might even be the same photograph. But we had to have that. So. And I got this. This used to hang in the dairy. I bought this off Dan Cyberman when he sold his Hershey collection. I wish he would have sold me the other one. He had to go. But he said that was for his one kid. I was just happy to get that one. And this is just a box end. It's nothing special, but it's blanket hooded caramel. Stripped away. That was nice. And this truck, I don't know anything about it. But it's a little toy truck, and I'm seeing a thing, and it says Hershey chocolate on it. Registered track, and it's embossed right into the plastic. It's pressed in. So I don't know when it was from, probably the 50s or, I don't know. And this here, we have a lot of silver. This one here is the community. And there's some unusual ones here. Yeah, this is, you see a lot of Hotel Hershey, because it's Hotel Hershey Bar. So I guess they didn't get much out of the way. There's one spoon. Yeah, Hershey Chocolate Company. So there must have been some of the cafeteria ones. Because we have some of the dishes and stuff. Like I said, we couldn't bring it all. I guess that's, does anybody have any questions? Oh, yeah, well we have a pack of chewing gum. We have a brown stick and this full pack of green. And
how many sticks are there?
There's six sticks. That's why I kind of stopped making it. And Mr. Wrigley didn't like it. Where's that? Oh, there's chewing gum. Did you see it? No, it's too late. Don't. But I didn't bring the brown, but I was at an auction and they sold 5 unused wrappers. Actually, it was a sheet that the guy cut up. And if there'd been a whole sheet, it would have been, I don't know what it was. But then he asked me if I was interested in any more, and he sold me these. And that's 2 of them uncut. So I'll take that because to find chewing gum wrappers is almost impossible anymore. To find them uncut, you know. So that, we have a bunch of other stuff here. That's another box. I think that's a box. This is just from Hershey Central Theater, $1, and it gets you in shows in February 20th, 1920. Yeah. I think they're on date probably. And this one is for a Hershey volunteer fireman in 1929 for a play. So I'll let Mr. Stover talk for well, let me just show him one thing before he. Yeah, I forgot all about it.
You have a plate there from Pronio Store too, I noticed.
Yes. Yeah, Pronio Brothers Store. Misspelled. Yeah, Mike was at the sale where they sold these. And then he didn't buy them for some reason, and somebody else had them, and I bought them. There was a duck and a quail. And these here are Stover's candy.
I thought that was.
And they're different. And I have my friend Frank Ziegler, he has 4 different. Is that what it was? Lollipops. But these even have the shovels. And it was a good story.
What's the age of it?
Do you know when they were roughly from? 50s?
Early 50s.
Early 50s.
I was at an auction. They had these too. And another antique dealer, which I didn't know, she wanted one, I wanted one. So we bid each other up. She took one, and then they put them back up, and I got the next one. Well, we became good friends over the years, and one day she walked up and said, "Hey, you know that candy bucket? I don't want it no more." So, yeah. It pays to be nice to people, because they... And this, oh yeah, and this here, it's nothing special. It's just cottage cheese, but I've never seen the box before. I mean, I've seen the green plaid boxes that say cottage cheese on them, sour cream and stuff. And Hershey did. Okay, I'm done. You guys.